You know this moment. You're sitting in the car after a perfectly nice dinner. The radio is playing softly. He makes a slightly cynical joke about your future, or he subtly pulls away just as you lean in to connect. The silence that follows isn't peaceful. It's heavy. You stare out the window, wondering if you completely imagined the closeness you felt just an hour ago. Your mind starts racing. Why does he do this? Am I not enough? Is he pushing me away on purpose? Do I even know who he really is? Here is the bold truth. He isn't pushing you away because he's losing interest. He's pulling back because his nervous system is quietly checking to see if you'll stay when he isn't performing. You are not failing at love. This is not a sign that you chose the wrong person. Every couple that has ever loved each other has stood exactly where you're standing right now. By the end of this video, you will understand the hidden psychology behind these moments, how to respond in a way that builds unshakable trust, and exactly how to turn these hidden tests into your deepest connection. Let's get into it. Most couples believe that when a man creates distance, acts skeptical, or subtly pushes your boundaries, it means he's checking out or playing mind games. But the real truth is, what looks like a test is actually a nervous system seeking safety. When safety leaves a relationship, the love doesn't disappear. It goes underground. Men are often conditioned to believe their worth is tied to what they can provide, fix, or endure. So beneath the surface, when he subtly challenges you, his nervous system is reading you before his mind can catch up. He is quietly asking, if I show you my doubt, my mess, or my need, will you still choose me? What looks like stonewalling or testing is usually someone who has been so overwhelmed by the pressure to be the strong one that a subtle push is the only way he knows how to check if the ground beneath him is solid. Real repair isn't about louder conversations, not more compromising, not scheduling a weekly check-in, but two people who actually feel safe enough to be honest with each other for the first time in years. Emotional distance in a relationship isn't like a wall. It's like scar tissue that forms slowly over 100 small moments that never got repaired. Once you see his behavior through this lens, everything changes. Let's look at the withdrawal check. Most people in relationships panic when he suddenly goes quiet or seems emotionally distant after a great week together. Here's the part no one talks about. This isn't about you. His attachment system is regulating. He feels the intimacy, and his nervous system gets spooked, needing to verify you won't abandon him if he's not perfectly on. Most couples disconnect here by chasing him, asking, "What's wrong? Did I do something?" He feels pressured and withdraws even further. But when you connect, you give him space, saying warmly, "I'm right here when you're ready." His brain quietly registers, "She doesn't need me to perform. I'm safe." That's the shift that turns a relationship that feels like a negotiation into one that feels like a refuge. Then there is the vulnerability trap. Most couples fall into the pattern of him making a self-deprecating joke or downplaying his achievements, and you rushing in to aggressively reassure him. But here's what nobody explains. He isn't fishing for compliments. He is testing the waters of his own worthiness. He wants to know if you see the real him, not just the polished, successful version. The disconnecting move is to quickly interrupt with, "No, you're amazing, don't say that." He feels dismissed and unheard. The connecting move is to pause, look him in the eye, and say, "I know you feel that way sometimes, but I see how hard you work." Something in him is saying, "She actually sees me." And when you do that, the walls between you start to come down, without either of you having to say a word. This brings us to the boundary push. Most people in relationships get frustrated when he occasionally challenges a rule or boundary you've set, viewing it as pure disrespect. Beneath the surface, this is often an unconscious probe for structural integrity. Your nervous system in a conflict is like a smoke detector. It cannot tell the difference between your partner raising their voice and actual danger, so it sounds the alarm regardless. His nervous system needs to know your boundaries are strong enough to hold his emotions too. Most couples disconnect by either exploding in anger or completely caving to keep the peace, leaving him feeling either attacked or that you're too weak to rely on. But when you connect, you hold the line warmly. You say, "I hear you, but this is what I need." What's moving through him is, "She is solid, I can rely on her." That's when your partner stops feeling like a problem to manage and starts feeling like a person to come home to. You will also notice the loyalty probe. Most couples experience moments where he might bring up an ex or question your past in a way that feels unnecessarily provocative or insecure. This isn't about jealousy. And here's what changes everything. It's an unspoken longing for absolute security. He is trying to gauge if his place in your life is truly unshakable, especially if he carries past abandonment wounds. The disconnecting response is to get defensive. listing all the reasons he's being unfair about the past, which makes him feel confirmed in his deepest fear. The connecting response is to stay grounded. You look at him and say, "My past is my past, but my choice is you right now." He feels the anchor drop, and when you respond with that kind of grounded presence, his nervous system finally exhales, turning toward you instead of away. Finally, there is the independence test. Most people in relationships misinterpret it when he encourages you to go out with your friends or pursue your own goals, secretly thinking he's trying to pull away. Honestly, this is one of the highest forms of unconscious testing. He is checking if you have a life outside of him, because a partner who is entirely dependent feels like a heavy burden to his nervous system, not a free choice. Most couples disconnect when she cancels her plans to stay home and keep him company, making him feel guilty, suffocated, and causing him to lose respect. But when you connect, you kiss him and say, "Have a great night. I'll tell you all about it tomorrow." His brain registers, "She chooses me, but she doesn't need me to survive." That's the shift that makes him pursue you with a renewed, authentic longing, because you've become a whole person, not just a role. This isn't a checklist of communication hacks to manage his behavior. It's an invitation to show up differently, rooted in your own deep emotional safety. When you internalize this, you stop reacting to his tests and start responding to his unspoken needs. Your partner will feel that profound difference before you've even said a word. These aren't tips for a better relationship. They're the beginning of becoming the kind of partner you always wanted someone to be for you. Real intimacy doesn't start when you find the right person. It starts when you decide to become the safe harbor they never knew they were looking for. If this shifted something in you today, leave a comment below with the word "safe" so I know you're committed to building this kind of connection. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more honest conversations about love, psychology, and becoming your best self. I'll see you in the next one.